Hey guys, so today I will be giving my day 3 picks of what the Bears should do in the draft. And yeah, let's get started. So I'll go over who they already got, and then I'll go over what I think they should do if I'm Ryan Poles, and then the whole front office of the Bears. Oh, and 1 second, I put the wrong one on screen. Okay, so now I have the right one. So let's get started. So with the 10th overall pick, the Bears pick Colston Loveland. Wait, I think it's an interesting pick. I heard that he does probably work better with like the whole Cole Kmet situation with him. I heard that he does work better with that than what Tyler Warren was, but I still think it's an interesting choice. Go tight end over like edge or running back even, or even trade down and get him. Yeah, but I think it's like I give it A minus because he's good, but still interesting. I give. Then we got Luther Burden at 39. I think that's an A. I'm really glad that he dropped this far. I think he's really good. And then at 56, we got Ozzy Trapolo, who, first I'll tell some stats about each player with my clipboard I got, which I can't do because I have green screen. So Loveland has had 56 receptions with 582 yards last season and 5 touchdowns. But he got injured. And then at 39, Luther Burden had 61 receptions for 676 yards and 6 touchdowns. And then Ozzie Trample, who only had 2 sacks allowed, I probably give this like I give it like a B because I think we should have went Mike Green here if I was him. I know that he has like some stuff that happened. Like I think he had sexual assault against him. But I mean, I'd still take him because I think Ozzy still would have been at 62. But I'm fine on who they got at 62, which is Shamar Turner, which I give probably a. I think I give it an A. No, he had 36 total tackles and 2 sacks, which he used to be edge rusher, which we need that, and he used to be and he's playing defense tackle right now. So I think that they did a really good decision by drafting him because if they need help on the edge, he could do that. If they need help with the D line, like at the middle, he could do that. So it's all where they want to do with that. But now on to the new stuff. So I got them trading next year's third and 233 for 49ers 113, 138, and 227. I don't. The only thing I'm worried about is the 49ers are kind of in a real rebuilding stage, it seems like. So I don't know if they'll set that. But if not, I think we should go for the Ravens, do the same thing, except like different picks. And then, but if we do get the 49ers, I think we trade 113, which, I mean, kind of wacky. But I think the Rams would offer more. Like I put 127, 190, and 202, which I did all these trades on NFL Draft Buzz or whatever it's called. It's like a mock draft thing. So yeah. And then I did this trade. I could see going through it, and I also could see it not. So I got Tyler Scott and next year 5th for Brees Hall and next year 6th. Brees Hall isn't the greatest player, and then I think the receiver room will be stacked enough that we're probably going to trade Tyler Scott. Because I don't think Blair's going to cut him because he's still a good player. So I think they get Tyler Scott to the Jets, which is someone that Justin Fields already has played with when he was on the Bears. And so he could be like their wide receiver 3 or 4 or wherever they want to put him. And then Brees Hall, I think, would be the running back 3. and I think it'd be a really good pull because I don't think he's the best running back, but I think if that trade works out, I think it would be pretty cool. So now on to so at 109, I got Cam Scadaba, which I think either way they're getting him, even if they don't do trades. I think Cam Scadaba is the guy to be either RB1 or RB2, depending on what they do with Swift. He has pretty good blocking skills. I forgot to see how much sacks he allowed, but he had 293 carries for 1,711 yards and 21 touchdowns, which I think is really good. And I think he was the best player on the Arizona team last year. So yeah. And then because of the trade, I got them taking. Hopefully he's still on the board. Billy Bowman Jr., safety from the Sooners. 55 total tackles, 2 interceptions, and 3 pass deflections. I think he'd be a good backup for whatever one he's going to be the backup of, depending if they don't keep Owens where he's at. I think at field safety, they're going to move him to strong safety, and he'll be the field safety. I'm not 100% sure. And then at 138, I think this one's going to be a one. I could see why people don't like this. But I also could. I think I might actually switch that. I think I might have him at 148. But I think they might take him actually at 148. So I'll actually show my other one who would be at 138. Isaiah Bond. I think Isaiah Bond's a really good one. He had 34 receptions for 540 yards and 5 touchdowns. I think he would have been a second-round pick, but he is having sexual assault charges against him, so that could hurt him. And then honorable mention that if they want to go edge, help the D-line. But I think the reason I go Isaiah Bond is because it seems like they've been putting a lot of work into this offense. So if you get this would be the perfect wide receiver for. So I think Zacchaeus is really good. I think Isaiah Bond would be really good. Or who I'm going to say when I get to Shedeur Sanders at 148, though I think he will be off the board by then. But yeah, for Jared Ivey, he had 42 tackles for 7 sacks last season. I think he'd be really good if we decide to go to help the D-line out. Because I think he also played linebacker, if I'm not wrong. So yeah, I think Isaiah Bond, I just really like him. I've wanted him to actually be a Bear for a while. When I did my very first mock draft, I wanted him to be a Chicago Bear. Him or Torrey Horton, which, speaking of him, Torrey Horton, I could also see them going at 147. But the only bad thing is, I actually think if they do that, I think they could take him at 138 and then either take Shedeur or Jared Ivey. But Torrey Horton just came off injury. He had 26 receptions for 353 yards and 1 touchdown. But I think he had a shoulder injury that took him out the whole season after that. But the reason, I know a lot of people won't like this, and I can understand because I think it's kind of wacky, but I also like it, is Shedeur Sanders. I think he'd be best fit. I think if we get him, I think I'd go for 4 QBs in the system. We have, it'd be Caleb 1, Shedeur 2, Tyson Bagent at 3, and at 4, Case Keenum, because I think they are going to keep him. That's if they move him to practice only thing. I forgot what it's called. But they just move him there. But because I don't think anyone will really sign him. That's the thing. Because I think a lot of people just forgot that he was still in the league. But Shedeur Sanders had 4,000. I already said that. Shedeur Sanders had 4,134 yards, 37 touchdowns, and 10 interceptions. Which, I mean, it's not the best stats, but I think let's say Caleb either gets injured or they just figure out maybe he's not the franchise guy. I think Shedeur Sanders could fill in if needed for that, because if he is, I think he will still be on the board at 147. The only thing that I think might take him off is maybe the Steelers if they decide to go with him. But I don't even know about that anymore because they passed on him, I think, 2 or 3 times now. And yeah, so I kind of hope that he becomes a Bear because I think that'd be very interesting to work with the plan. And it'll get the media off of like Shador's back, kind of not, if you know. Like, they keep on making fun of him not being drafted yet. So take him off there. But that's if they do this trade. I think they take him at 147 and Bond at 138, or they take Torrey Horton at 138, or even Jared Ivey at either of those. At 190, I got Jordan Hancock with 48 tackles, 1 interception, 8 pass deflections. I heard that he also could play safety in the NFL, which I think that would be a big help if we do need his help on the safety end of the ball. But he can also be a good cornerback for a case of, like, let's say Tyree Stevenson does something like really stupid again, doing taunting, that he has to sit out for a little bit. I think Jordan Hancock, if they suspend him for like that game or something, I think he could fill in at cornerback 2 and keep Kyler Gordon at cornerback 3, that slot, and then have Jordan Hancock like being taking care of the rest of them. At 202, I got Antoine Powell Ryland. I'm guessing that's how you say it. It's this guy on the right side. He had 43 tackles and 16 sacks. So I'm more surprised that he hasn't been gone yet. But I saw a draft this morning. That's where I got most of this information from, of where planning to put them at. That he was dropping to like 206 or something. I'm like, I think this be the perfect guy. 16 sacks, kind of crazy just to go that down. But that's that Isaiah Bond going to like round 7, which is debatable. And then they have Ahmed Hassan from Boise State. He had 48 tackles and 9.5 sacks. He's also supposed to go down like pretty far. I've seen a lot of things that he goes down pretty far, which I think it's kind of crazy to have 9 sacks and be like that. And then I have Nick Nash in the corner, who had 104 receptions for 1,382 yards and 16 receptions. If, like, let's say they go Jared Ivey at 138, Shedeur Sanders at 147, and then they do the rest, like I already said. I think they go Nick Nash at 202, because I think he still will be on the board. And he just had a Triple Crown season, because I think it's really good, and I think he would fit really in good with the Ben Johnson offense. Then I got 233 Kobe King. I have no clue if he'll actually be here. In the mock draft this morning he was. I have no clue if it's accurate at all, though. He had 97 total tackles and 3 sacks. So he could play. He could help with the linebacker, and if we need help with the D-line. But if you see over here in the little corner, I have Curtis Rucker, who had 3,042 yards and 29 touchdowns and 5 interceptions, which I could also see go undrafted, but I think it would also be interesting for, like, if we go Torrey Horton, Jared Ivey, Hancock, one of the 2 edges, and then they go Curtis Rucker here or something. Maybe. I don't know. Then undrafted. Garrett Dingler. He might not be there. That's the only bad thing. I think he may not be there. But he only let 6 sacks allowed his I think it said his whole career at LSU, which is I think 3 years, which I think is really crazy that he's going to still only have 6 sacks allowed. Like I understand, like in a season, but it sounded like it was his whole career. And then I got them taking Shiloh Sanders who had 67 tackles, 0 interceptions, and 2 pass deflections. Which the only reason I think they might go Shiloh is because I think he'll only be like a practice team only. But if they get, it seems like it's a double thing. Like you get Shedeur, you're probably getting Shiloh. So yeah, and then so just to look at all the players, at 10 you got Loveland. At 39 you got I forgot his name. Burden. You got Ozzy Trable. You got Shamar Turner. You got Cam Scatterbo. You got Billy Broman. Then I got to switch these two, but then you got Shedeur Sanders, and then you got Isaiah Bond, and then this one has a lot more, because I forgot to say that they got Longerbeam who had 11 pass deflections because he's only 5'10", but pretty much every clip I saw of him, he was like pretty much every time a person got the ball, he usually hit it out. And then Jalen Reed also is on here, who had 98 total tackles, 2.5 sacks, 3 interceptions, and 3 pass deflections. So yeah, and then at pick 190, you got Jordan Hancock. Then you got Tawan Powell, Ryland, and then you got Ahmed Hassan, and you got Kobe King. Then the top you got Longerbeam, you got Garrett Dinglinger, and at the bottom row you got Shiloh Sanders, Jared Ivey, Jalen Reed, and then a player I kind of forgot about, and I just forgot his name. He's from the Hurricanes. He had I think 10 sacks last year, which is really good. So yeah, I think this. Oh, and here's a sneak peek at the wide receiver room if they get Isaiah Bond. And then on the corner I have the two that are maybe. So you got DJ Moore, Rome Odunze, Burden, then you got Bond, then you got Zacchaeus, then you got Devin Duvernay, because I don't think they're gonna let him go because they just signed him. He's a really good returner too. So yeah, so that's what I got. I hope they do more stuff than they have the past couple days. I mean, I'm kind of at it's kind of a good state, but I really hope they make this first 2 trades, the Tyler Scott and Breece Hall trades, if they just want to if the Jets really just want to get rid of Breece Hall, and the Bears feel like Breece Hall could be a good running back 3, because then the running back room would be DeAndre Swift, Cam Scatterbo, Breece Hall, and then Roschon Johnson or Travis Homer, which I think they'll let go Travis Homer if they get for Breece Hall, but if not, I think Travis Homer would be the 4. And then I think we're going to trade Tyler Scott, sadly. I really like Tyler Scott, but I don't think we'll have 7 wide receivers. But yeah, I hope they do the next year's 3rd and 233 for 49ers, 113, 138, 227, and 113, and Rams 127, 190, and 202, because I really think that will be a good decision on their part. Because I think with all the players I chosen here, I think they would all fit in really good with the offense. The only one I think a lot of people will disagree with is maybe Shedeur Sanders and Isaiah Bond. But because they might say we need more edge, which I kind of agree, so they might see if Isaiah Bond falls farther, down to 202, which I've seen some people say that, but I don't know. He is really good. but it's just his charges is what's bringing him down. But I think Shedeur Sanders could, like, if we need help, I think we should get him, and he could be our franchise QB because I think Case Keenum. So if Caleb Williams is not franchise QB, which I think he is, let's say he's not, I think Shedeur Sanders could fill in that role, or even if he gets injured. So I think Tyson Bagnet is like one of the best backups in the league. Case Keenum, kind of old, but he's still pretty good. Last time I saw him play, so yeah. So and then I think we are taking another cornerback if we do trade. I think all these positions, if we trade them, I think we'll get. But I kind of hope we get Shiloh, the Sandra boys, because I think that'd be pretty cool. Because Shedeur would be, like, I think probably the best backup in the league. And then Shiloh would just be Shiloh. I don't know. But yeah, that's just what I got. And thank you guys for watching. See you guys in the next video. And remember, bear down.